Hello YouTube, and today I'm back to do the Aerus 3 review. Sorry for the long wait once again. I haven't actually been uploading for literally like a month straight, well at least like badminton videos. I did like a fashion video like 2 weeks ago. That was like 30 seconds long, so that didn't really count. As you can probably tell by my voice, I'm still a bit ill. Literally I'm ill for like 2.5 weeks already. Like basically I kept having fevers and stuff like that, and I've only just gotten better. But okay, I can't really delay this review any longer because I know you guys are waiting. And also, I'll be going over to Hong Kong, you know, where Longtang is based. So if any of you guys are in Hong Kong during like the Christmas holiday season, make sure you follow my social medias on the screen right now, and I'll be updating like places that I'll be going to in Hong Kong, and you guys can come meet me. Okay, so let's jump straight into the review. The recommended retail price for the Aerus 3 is £140, which is quite a lot of money, and compared to other badminton shoes, this is like ridiculously overpriced. But you guys are probably like used to it, like YONEX always prices their stuff really expensively. So, and I also know that their stuff is really good quality and a lot of you guys want it. So if you check out Longtang at www.lt328.com, they're a Hong Kong based badminton shop. Well, they sell like other sports goods as well, but they mainly specialize in badminton. They sell genuine products at much lower price than basically any other place. They offer international shipping, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world. Like literally you can get this shoe for like, I think around 100. I haven't exactly checked the price recently on their website, but only like 100 or even less than that. It's quite crazy. Like some of their other rackets and stuff, they stock rackets as well, by the way. Like the last time I checked, you can get Astrock 77 for less than £100, and the recommended retail price here in the UK is like £170, £180. So yeah, make sure you check it out. So for the Aerus 2s, like the men's version, it comes in two main colors. The black one, which I have here, and also the blue one that I don't have. Personally, I think the designs for the Aerus 3s are quite boring and quite dull. Like with badminton shoes, personally, like it's all down to opinions. I think that they should be flashy and cool and just, they stand out, isn't it? Because it's a sport. I know quite a lot of people like this like one color aesthetic, and it is quite nice. Like the change is quite nice, but just personally, I would prefer if they at least put in another iteration of like a more flashy color. Maybe in the future they would introduce different colors, like more flashy ones. But so far, at this time of the review, they only put these two colors for men's. So I used to use the Aerus 2s, and so like normally I don't really review shoes like that much. I only like reviewed like the Aerus 2 and some other cheaper badminton shoe like quite a long time ago. If you click on the links in the description below, you'll find those reviews. So I mean, I've tested like the SHB OZ3, if I said it correctly, and also like the 65ZM at the All Englands. Yo, my head just fuzzed out for a second. Yeah, basically at the All Englands, I tried them out. Those shoes are really nice, but literally when I put on the Aerus 3s, it feels much more at home, and I feel a lot more comfortable in these shoes than I did like with the other shoes. It could be due to the fact that I used to use the Aerus 2s and the Aerus 3s are very similar, but also I do think that the Aerus 3s are more comfortable and they just seem lighter. Like they are the lightest shoes by YONEX. They're only 270 grams. I know that number is quite like unclear if you don't exactly have like a mass next to you, like 270 grams is this, yeah. But basically, just take my word for it, these are very light. Anybody that picks it up, they're like, oh my days, these shoes are but like feathers. And it actually does make a difference when you put it on your foot, and your maneuverability just seems so much more agile and smooth. I find with like heavy shoes as well, some people like them because it gives them a bit more like weight. It's just down to personal preference, but on the whole, most people would prefer a lighter and quicker shoe. Some people ask me this question like, oh, I've only got a certain budget, should I spend it on a really nice shoe or a really nice racket? Personally, I would say go for the shoe, because footwork is absolutely everything, but almost everything in badminton. It doesn't matter if you have like the best technique ever in your strokes and stuff like that. Without footwork, you're dead. But a person with really good footwork and slightly average like strokes and stuff like that, they'll still be able to beat a person with really good strokes and poor footwork. Therefore, I do really recommend you actually invest into a nice shoe that gives you really good traction, comfort, and will last you a long time. I held on to the Aerus 2s for like as long as I can. Technically I could still use them, but I'm only 16, so basically I kind of grew out of them a little bit for like half a year. They were a bit too small, like my toes touching the top. But when these Aerus 3s came out, I'm just like, yo, I love the Aerus 2s so much, I have to get this. So on the Aerus 3s, the top is made from something called the double Russell mesh. And by the way, like if you're not used to like YONEX products, they like to create these really scientific and weird names for different technologies, but I'm just gonna break it down afterwards like into simple human being words, so don't worry. Also, it's made from something called the durable skin light. The durable skin light is also present on the Aerus 2s. To be honest, like the Aerus 2s and this shoe have a lot of similarities, so it's not like a massive revolutionary change from the Aerus 2 to the 3. It's more like iPhone something to like iPhone something S, you know what I'm saying? It's like an upgrade, like an improved version. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this important thing. YONEX advertises this shoe to be the lightest shoe they have, and that is true, it is true. But it is also the exact same weight as the Aerus 2. The Aerus 2 is also 270 grams, so the weight factor, there's no upgrade. But in terms of the shoe, you're actually getting like better cushioning and other stuff, so the fact that they managed to include that without like making it heavier is a really good thing. The sole was made from something called Hyper MS Light, Power Graphite Sheet, and also the brand new Power Cushion Plus. Power Cushion Plus is the main hype thing of this shoe. Basically, there's no point really wasting a lot of time on like YONEX provided explanations. I'm just gonna break it down exactly what it is. It's just this thing on the bottom, if you look very carefully. It's yellow, it has these like bumps and there's like ridges in between to let it like compress. And at first I thought it's like, you know, those boost cutouts on like Yeezys and stuff, you can just press it. Well, I found out you can't press it. It's literally this like transparent hard plastic layer outside, which is kind of a shame. Power Cushion Plus is not like a revolutionary thing like YONEX puts it out to be, but it is really good. Like I do notice an improvement over the old Power Cushions. With the old Power Cushions, I think it's just way overhyped, to be honest. Like they're gassing it up so much, like on my days, if you drop an egg from like 4 meters, it's not gonna break, this and that. But in reality, when you actually put it on your foot, you haven't got like 6 kilometers like thickness worth of Power Cushion like the old one. So it doesn't actually like feel that amazing. Like it does feel good though, but I do feel like sometimes even with the Aerus 2s, if I land badly, I do notice pain on my heel off, especially after using it for a long time and the shoes like compressed and stuff. But this one, like right off the bat, you could tell there's like a thicker layer of like this cushion. Like when you jump and bounce off, yeah, like it's so much more soft. Traction wise, it isn't like massively improved, but I do notice a slight improvement. But like the thing is, yeah, the Aerus 3 is still quite new, and like the tread is still quite fresh and it isn't very dirty. So yeah, you can't compare it like this shoe versus the Aerus 2 in its condition right now in terms of traction. But if I were to like compare like new Aerus 2 to this one, I would say right off the bat this is more grippy as well. This shoe has really good support despite its lightweight properties. Like if you literally listen to this, yeah, I'll tap the back of it. This is how you check if it's a good shoe. You can't roll your ankles easily with this thing. Okay, most lightweight shoes, they're boasting, oh, it's really agile, but then as soon as you literally do that, your ankles like going home. Yeah. But this shoe, it feels really solid, and I do feel it is a bit like better fitting than the Aerus 2s a little bit. I'm talking about fitting, I'm UK size 10, Nike shoes I wear size 10, and Adidas shoes like Yeezys I wear like UK 10.5. I went half size up from the Aerus 2 because like obviously the Aerus 2 was like too small for me, I'd grown out of it. So, but technically otherwise I would say fitting is like just go true to size, like same with the Aerus 2s. Also the reason that it could fit better is probably because it included some things called like the Synchro Fit insole. That's what YONEX calls it. Once again, basically the insole has like a more direct contact to your foot and it fits more snugly, and in turn it would make sense to give you a bit more like kick off and a bit like less energy is wasted when you're actually like moving about. I've kind of like mentioned it about like the Power Graphite Sheet. That thing is also present on the Aerus 2. Basically just is this graphite thing that goes inside the sole to give it a bit more rigidity and makes the shoe stronger. Also in the Aerus 3, if you cut it open, like let me just show you a diagram on the screen right now. They included this thing called the 3D Power Carbon. I would say that thing has actually contributed to making the shoe like more rigid and better fitting than the Aerus 2 by quite a bit. Like as I said before with the Aerus 2, if I land wrong then I get a bit of heel pain, and also with the Aerus 2 sometimes it just feels like it isn't solid enough and my foot feels a bit like uncomfortable. But with the Aerus 3, I literally haven't experienced that at all. Like literally, it just feels so solid and like reliable. Okay, so the durable skin light is also present on the Aerus 2. It's basically this thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just makes it breathable and it's just lightweight and tough. So enough with like the YONEX explanations on technologies. Let's actually just talk about what you can notice by using and looking at the shoe. I haven't mentioned it yet in this review. I think this is like the first time when YONEX actually put like a coloured sole on the bottom. I know like other brands like Nike has found ways to find non-marking coloured soles like a long time ago. So I don't know why YONEX is really late to the game, but it is a nice change to have. I think I mentioned this in the unboxing video. Basically, I said like if they actually made the design like black and red and white, yo, that would look so fire with this new black sole. If you look over here on the outside of the shoe, you can see this thick padding and this like thing over there, and you might be asking why is it over there, like it kind of looks ugly. Well, if you've been playing badminton for like quite some time and you're moving well, naturally you'll be dragging one of your foot on the surface of the court like this a lot more than your other foot. So it usually just happens. Oh, you can see a slight mark over here. That's where I drag my foot. Basically, for example, if you lean forward to the net, like to get a really tight net shot, you might just like that. And over time your shoes wear out. And with Aerus 2, although it is very tough and they have a slight like layer over here, it wasn't that amazing. Like the outer paint layer, it just peeled off. It hasn't broken through like the actual fabric, but literally like all the aesthetic stuff is gone. It's just this clapped looking white thing. It's just disgusting. Well, for those shoes, if you watch this tip video on the top right corner of the screen right now, where I show you guys how to use tape to fix that issue, that could possibly help. But with this one, I don't really think you need tape, because damn, if you feel it, literally that layer of plastic is thick. Like this isn't wearing through in a long time. And also in general, they kind of like reinforced it with like slightly stronger and more quality feeling material. But I can't say the same thing about looks. In terms of looks, it looks really tacky, especially like in real life. Like, it just looks cheap. It doesn't look like £140 worth of shoes. But to be honest, like, you're buying badminton gear to play badminton in and not to like show off or look good. Well, if you're about that life, then that's your choice. But most people like me play badminton for the sake of the sport. The insole of the shoe is practically the same as the Aerus 2. I can't really tell if it's thicker. I don't think it is thicker, but right now, like currently, it is thicker than my Aerus 2s, because obviously the Aerus 2s is worn in and it's compressed. It has this kind of like textured pattern and grip on it to give you a bit more traction so your foot doesn't slide inside the shoe. Also, talking about that, make sure you get a shoe that actually fits you. Don't buy a shoe like 3 sizes too big. Yeah, let me grow into it into the next 50 years or something. Don't do that, because in sport, you need a tight fitting, like snug grip. Otherwise your foot is going to be moving inside the shoe like it's a boat, and then you're going to twist your ankle. You're going to get osteoporosis, yeah, you're going to get arthritis by the age of 3. The laces, they're exactly the same as the Aerus 2s. They're really good at holding tension. To be honest, yeah, I actually should put in like one of my off-white laces onto these shoes. That would look kind of cool, but I don't know if it will hold tension as well though. Okay, so let's go to the ultimate verdict. The big question is, should you upgrade from the Aerus 2 to Aerus 3? Well, the answer is maybe, because it depends on if you have like the spare money to do that. Because if you have like a spare stash of money right now that you could be spending on this, then definitely go for it, because it is a better shoe and it is a long-term investment. Like, you don't need to be buying a new shoe every single year. You know what I'm saying? You can literally like get this and it will last you for years. But otherwise, it feels like it's a lot of effort to go and get this shoe. Then technically, if you stick with your Aerus 2, it's fine. Like, Aerus 2 is still good. Like, I still use my Aerus 2 for the gym. Although it's a bit tight, like on the toe area, I still use it because it's such a good shoe. I don't want to waste it. And I guess it's the same for like SHBO Z3 and also the 65 ZM, because they're still quite new shoes. But I would say if you have like a lower model shoe other than the Aerus 2, like for example, even the Aerus 1, yo, definitely upgrade to this. This shoe is recommended. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sorry once again about my voice. Thank you so much to everyone that's been donating on Patreon, by the way. You guys have been donating so much, like much more than I expected, and it actually really helps. As I've said, I'm going on a trip to Hong Kong this Christmas, where I'll be like filming badminton content, and literally it costs so much to film it. So you guys on Patreon have actually helped me so much. So if you could check on the link in the description below, you can donate as little as $1 a month, and it really makes a big difference. And in return, you get like personal contact with me, Skype calls and so on, like exclusive content. Oh yeah, and by the way, when I'm going Hong Kong, I'll be posting like exclusive like vlog content on my Patreon. Giveaways are coming very, very soon. So make sure you subscribe, hit that post notifications so you don't miss out on it. Comment down below any suggestions you want, and I'll see you in the next video.